guys, happy Friday. Welcome to another video. We're actually caught up now. This is going to be my September reading wrap-up. Will warn you, I don't have two of the books that I read, the physical copies, because I again loaned them out and didn't realize until after. I was like, oh, I should have waited until I recorded my video. But that's fine, we'll just add images in. So, as I said, this is our reading wrap-up for September, and I read 4 books this month, a little bit better than I have been doing. Been kind of averaging like 2 to 3 because it's been a really hectic past couple of months, but I'm very excited. So we'll talk about the books that I do have physical copies of first, and then I'll do the ones that I have to put a little overlay of because, you know, just for sake of making it easier on me when I edit. So one of the books I have first, we'll talk about this one. It is called Spells, Trouble, Sisters of Salem by PC Cast and Kristin Cast, excuse me. Names are already hard. This is going well. It's just the beginning of the video. So this book, I was really excited about to read it because it is about 2 twin witches whose ancestor, I believe her name is Sarah. Let me just double check. Oh no. Yes, it is Sarah. I was correct. Good job, me. The ancestor escapes from Salem before being tried as a witch with her daughter. And they escape across the country a wee bit and then end up in their own little town. And that's kind of the prologue to the book. The book itself is about our 2 twins, Hunter and Mercy, and the tragedy that strikes their family almost immediately, and how they attempt to overcome and save and protect their town while also dealing with the tragedy that sadly happens to them. It is a relatively short book. It is about 300 pages, and it is going to be, I believe, a duology. The next one comes out sometime next year. I want to say it says April so far, but I could totally be wrong. But I don't know. I'm unsure of it. I thought it was okay. I did have to kind of push myself to finish it because I got about the halfway mark and my brain was just like, oh man, I need more. And it kind of picked up once it got closer to the end of the book. But I'm unsure about it. I'm unsure. I feel like there could have been more development since there is going to be a second book, and that's the nice part about duologies, is you have that first book has a little bit more room to grow versus if it was a one-off. So I kind of wish that they had done that, but regardless, it was a good read. It's, you know, witches and spookiness, so it's great for October if it's been on your reading list. I definitely recommend it. Because maybe somebody else might enjoy it more than I did. And we always want people to enjoy books. Then the next book, not the actual next book that I read in order, but is the Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. This had been on my to-read list for a while, and I finally picked it up and then finished the books that I was reading prior to that so I could get into it. And I really, really liked it. It was a little bit slow at first because you're explaining the world that they're in. And in that world, if I can find... First of all, can we just talk? We love a book with a map. I get lost sometimes when it's like, I'm going from here to here to here to here. And we have a beautiful frame of reference so that I can travel along more literally with the characters. So in this world, there are a few different things that go on. So everybody has a birthright, and thankfully they explain again right after the map. Basically, there is a good little explanation and a reminder, because there are the Phoenix class, which is like the highest class. They're the ruling class. Their birthright is fire. You have peacocks, swans, doves, hawks, cranes, owls, vultures, gulls, pigeons, sparrows, and each of them, they all have their own different birthright, so it's kind of like their special, unique thing that they can do. And then you have the crow. And why is it a crow, you ask? Because there's a plague that this world unfortunately deals with, and the crows are unaffected by it. So they're described, they're wearing the crazy plague masks, stuffed full of potpourri and mint and things, even though they can't be affected by it. So they are stuck with the job of, as they call, purging the sinners. And the crows are looked down upon. They're essentially not treated like humans, and it's really sad, because they have to go and they have to be the merciful ones and set these people free. And when you first meet the characters, they're in the middle of that. They're getting ready to go through, and this isn't just a regular, Joe Schmo at the village down the street. This is royalty. And things immediately start going. I want to say like less than 10 pages in, you're kind of like, here's a little bit of what's going on. Boom, we're in plot. So I really appreciated that it was like momentum was going. So I was like, every chapter I was like, okay, well, what happens next? What happens next? And the one thing I didn't like, only because of a personal thing, I hate teeth. They freak me out. There is teeth magic in this, and I was a little upset about that. But thankfully they don't like go in and like freakishly describe the mouth and teeth. They just concept of just, oh, I use this blank tooth to try to do this thing. So that made it a little bit easier on my little frazzled, anxiety-ridden brain when seeing that there was just like this teeth, it's a concept. And there is a little bit of a love story mixed in. And I love, it's not rushed. Haha, it's not rushed. You can kind of like see the buildup of interest and of sexual tension and just tension in general. And there's plot twists on top of it. And it just gets wild. And I thought the characters were so interesting. I think the world is really interesting. So I have the second book, which is called The Faithless Hawk, which is on my October TBR pile list thing. It's actually going to be my next book I pick up since I just finished my last book before this video. So, again, it is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. It was super interesting. Also a kind of spooky book, so it might be good for that October TBR list if that is what you're looking for. Alright, and now the books that I don't have on my physical person. I have read another series by the wonderful Charlie N. Holmberg. I read her Spellbreaker series this time. This is a duology. It is Spellbreaker and then Spellmaker. I loved it. I read her Paper Magician trilogy earlier this year. Talked about that in my January, February reads book if you're curious about it. Again, this takes place in, I believe it is 1860s, 1870s London or England area. I think pretty close to London. And again, it is fantastical magic. It is, again, the type of system where you pick a magic because you become a master of it. You take, you can kind of learn other spells, but your body, you lose the ability to continue to take on stronger, powerful spells. So you kind of become a master at one specific spell that you have to go apart in front of this like council of old dudes and I think one woman and kind of prove your stuff and be like, hey, you know what? I'm worthy of having this spell. And our main character, her name is escaping me. I cannot remember it for the life of me. I will throw it up somewhere around my head. She is what is called a Spellbreaker. And it's pretty much what the name says. You have, people who create spells and runes and do all those things. And then you have Spellbreakers. Her thing is, though, she is not formally trained, which is illegal. Can't be going around breaking spells if you don't got the paper with your name on it. And that leads her into a lot of shenanigans. A lot of shenanigans happen. There are tragedy, it is her looking for her family, her trying to make the correct choices and fix things that has happened that she has been a part of, that she wasn't aware of what the true intentions were. There's a little love story. Again, with this one as well, I love that you can see the tensions happening between the characters, because it does switch point of views between, I think it's just two characters mostly. There might be a random little bit of a point of view from another character, I can't recall perfectly. But again, you see the tensions, you see them falling for one another and kind of imagining, oh, like, what if I was genuinely interested in this person? What if I wanted to spend my life with this person? And all the stuff that kind of pushes them together. And that's why they think that way, because they're not two people that would have normally met each other. So I super duper enjoyed it. The first one ends on a cliffhanger. It gives you a big, like, boom, plot twist, and then she ends it, and I was like, I'm so glad this series is already completed, because if I had to wait, I would have been rageful. So much rage in this 5'3" body of person. So, again, if you want magical things, honestly, all of these books I probably should have just read in October, but I read them the month before because I'm a fool. But again, as always, if you've made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much, and I hope I inspired you to pick up a couple new books, because I'm a book goblin and I want everybody to enjoy books and reading. And thanks again for stopping at the channel. If you would like, and I would super appreciate it, as well as you finishing the video, is hitting the subscribe button if you'd like, or checking out some of the other videos I have. I have my Booktube newbie tag. My other two videos are what I read between, I did January, February, and then March was its own video, and then just kind of squished April to August all together. And I will see you guys next Friday for the book haul video. I wonder what books I picked up that week. I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot. I got a lot. That's the secret. There are many. Alright, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I hope you read a lot of books. Bye!